Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be showcasing to you why the majority of players don't get better at World of Tanks Blitz. Nobody's gonna deny that World of Tanks Blitz is a skill-based game. Obviously, players like myself, like Flossie, like His Royal Fatness, able to perform over 70% win rate in any tier 10 and averaging over 3,000 damage, doesn't matter if we spend money or if we drive tanks on a free-to-play. For example, my free-to-play account, I'm averaging just as much as my normal account. So spending money on the game, sure, can give you an edge, but once you're a certain skill level, it's not going to matter all too much, and it's going to be more important on the skill level you have and how you're able to disassemble the battlefield and especially work against your opponents. Now, a lot of times I like to go through my comment section and read, within the first 2 hours or so, I'll try to see if I've made a mistake in my video. Every now and then I'll forget to cut out me staring at my screen, like blowing my nose or something because I'm waiting to load into a battle or whatever. I like to see what people say about the video, if they have any suggestions or what they think about a tank that just got released. It's always a good idea to get the general gist of what the public feels about it or whatever I'm trying to figure out. When it comes to reading my comment section, there's a lot of people that make intelligent and well thought out responses. And then we arrive to why I'm making today's video, because you see comments like this. 300 wins for me, and the matchmaker is so awful with trolls, AFKs, and more. It's a free 3,000 gold, but still took me 6 hours to get 30 victories. And I only got these 30 victories because I gave up and spammed the TVP. Now, if you're wondering what the 300 wins are and the 3k gold, see this tank in the background, the CS52 lease. Well, right now there's an event going on. If you're watching this video in the future and miss the event, essentially, 300 wins, you complete the entire event, and you get 3k gold for the tank if you already have it. So this player is obviously trying to grind and get the CS52 lease. And from the information and context we've been given here, this player is complaining about the matchmaker being awful, it's filled with trolls and AFKs. At the same time, we also can take apart that this player has been, at least from what we see written here, playing for 6 hours and achieved 30 victories. If we were to pull out our calculator very quickly and do a quick average of what your win rate would be like if you played for 6 hours and only won 30 games, first of all, we're going to get 6 hours and multiply that by minutes. So 6 times 60 is 360 minutes in 6 hours. Then we are going to divide this by 3, because we're going to say the average blitz battle lasts about 3 minutes, and that might even be a little bit generous. That means in 6 hours you could have played 120 battles, or at least that's what we have here. Then we take that 120 battles and we subtract 30, which is the grand total of victories, which means this person lost 90 games out of the 30 that he won. That is a 25% win rate. A 25% win rate. Now, a 25% win rate is not only abysmally low, like that is so low that you must be actively throwing to achieve that win rate, but it's over a very large sample size of 120 battles. This is where I start to get a little sad and also angry when I read comments like this, because it's calling the matchmaker awful, it's calling people trolls and blaming AFKs, when clearly if you're 6 hours in and only 30 victories have been achieved, it's just a skill issue. You need to focus on learning your own mistakes rather than blaming the matchmaker or trolls. I'm probably the most susceptible person to trolls out there. My name is Droodles_YouTube, and everybody and their brother and their mother, if they wanted to troll me, has a spotlight to, whether I'm streaming or they just want to annoy me in battle. And yet I deal with almost zero trolls, because you guys rock. But seriously, I deal with almost zero trolls. I think I've got like 1 or 2 videos on my channel where I'm memeing on the trolls. And there's no way this guy's dealing with trolls every game. It just doesn't happen. Maybe 1 out of 1,000 battles you'll deal with one, but nah, no. And I agree, the matchmaker does have problems. But it's usually because of players like this that complain that the matchmaker sucks, and then get thrown on my team and do nothing, and then sit at a 25% win rate for their daily session. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but reading a comment like that can get me very, very sad. A more angering comment is this one here. This is, let me just read it. Something is wrong with Droodle's matchmaking, or should I say, right. Wargaming know his videos sell tanks, so Wargaming compliment him with a noob selector Matchmaking rig. Ah, yes, you clearly know wargaming in me. I am a super big fan of wargaming loving me. Yeah, newsflash. A, wargaming does not have me employed, nor am I part of their CC program. B, wargaming disliked me so much that when I streamed their tournaments, because they weren't letting... Alright, a little bit of context. I streamed all throughout, I think it was spring season, all the tournaments that they wanted us to stream because they didn't have people for it. So I stream all their tournaments, and then they turn around and say, you know what, we're going to have Bushka do the finals, and you guys aren't allowed to do anything. I was like, okay, well, fine. I'll stream them on my channel from your channel, which is what I did. And they got mad at me and kicked me out of the server for streaming tournaments. So I'm not allowed to do that, I guess, anymore. I haven't really asked, but nor do I really care all too much. But still, wargaming is not the biggest fan of me. I ridicule them. I call them out on tanks and stuff like that. Trust me, wargaming is not the biggest fan of me. That already shows that either A, you don't really care too much about my videos, or B, would just like to believe whatever you want to believe, which is more what I would infer from reading this. So, yeah, this is the opposite side of the spectrum. Instead of, you know, players like myself being skilled and achieving high win rate because we are skilled at the game, it's actually that wargaming's just giving us this good matchmaker, you know? That's why players like Flossie, His Royal Fatness, MJ55, and, oh, all the other 90% of Super Unicums I know and talk to perform 75, 65+% win rate. No! No! Do you think players like Fatness get rigged matchmaking? Fatness is barely even posting content. I mean, comments like that, they just get me so worked up. And I know there's going to be comments in the videos or this video, they're going to say, don't let these people get to you. Trust me, they don't really get to me. I read this comment and I'm like, ah, whatever. To me, it's just another view. That's what I think of a comment like this, but it's just more annoying to me that there is a portion, a probably sizable chunk of people in the Blitz community that believe these things. They believe the matchmaker is specifically rigged against them and nobody else. They believe that the game is all at fault and they have no problems themselves, even though they are not doing well. It's frustrating to read things like this because not only does it put me in a bad light for no reason, but as well, it puts these players in a bad light. And when somebody tells them they're doing something wrong, instead of understanding it, they act like a Karen and say, "Whoa, how could you call me out like that in a video?" I don't know, maybe don't say something stupid on my channel. It's like, either way. I thought I would bring this up because this is something that needed to be talked about on my channel. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, and it's a very simple cognitive thing, but it's very true. And yeah, I can't stand reading stuff like this after a while, and when I see it over and over, people, if you think like this, you need to get a reality check. This is a game, a mobile game. I doubt Wargaming really gives two flying craps about your specific matchmaker to personally screw you over, especially because they'd want to make money off of you, so why would they make your experience unenjoyable? And second of all, don't blame your teammates when you're performing a 25% win rate. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.